for an hour, it's like watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's the same drama and they're yelling at each other and they don't get along. I mean, Stephen A. Smith, he's just like every other
he'd
talk
be a
show
great
host.
Real Housewife.
He would be.
Right.
Right?
It would be amazing.
So that's why I'm like, what's the difference? It's just, it's just sociological drama. I listen to ESPN for an hour.
But that I respectfully disagreed and still remain pretty salty about what you said about us. And I feel even more adamant about what your husband, Barack Obama, said when he talked to those men in Pittsburgh and implied that to not vote for Kamala is because we're engaging in some sort of misogyny. There are issues that matter to every American citizen. And to sort of blackmail us emotionally into trying to compel us to vote one way or another is part of what won Trump the election. Because that side of the aisle was able to look at the left and say, look at what they'll do to win. And y'all talking about him like he's worse. And in a lot of y'all eyes, he is worse. I respectfully disagreed and still didn't make y'all clean. It really, really didn't. But that didn't make y'all clean.
So, Marty, man, what's your take? Is Michelle Obama right about, ESPN to be in the drama show? Particularly talk about First Take.
Yeah, I do agree with her. Remember, you got to keep in mind, though, when it comes to aspect of ESPN and the sports commentary, remember the rating is down. They got to do anything to get people engaged and also entertained. ESPN know this. They go around, they look around the algorithm, they see different shows, especially when it goes to sports talk on YouTube, which is a big thing right now, especially as we head to the football season. You're gonna try to stir things up so you people pretty much have people tune in. That's why I used to love Skip Bayless and Skip commentary when it came to sports, because they was always going at it, always had disagreement. No one would never agree on anything because they have the thing from the other person who may be watching, may have the same take they may have. So I get it. Michelle Obama probably not really too much into sports, so she don't really know when we have sports talk. It normally do get heated. It normally do get drama. Like Hakeem Jordan, you know this. Every time guys talk about sports, we always get to that aggressiveness. Like, no, bro, you're wrong. Cowboys better than the 49ers. 49ers better than Detroit. That's how things go, and that what makes sports so much entertaining. So I think it comes with a lot of drama, but it shouldn't. She shouldn't even made it like a statement like that to be bashing sports commentary, because that's what they do. All sports commentary does the same thing. They would never agree on anything because that's sports. Now, when it comes to her take on, when Stephen A. comes to her take about her and her, her husband Barack Obama. Today is his birthday. Happy birthday to Barack Obama, to former President Barack Obama. I didn't like that either, that he was trying to get black men emotionally to go and vote for Kamala Harris, which they did anyway, but she still didn't win. Go ahead, Hakeem.
Hey, I'm gonna have to agree with you, man. I just think this shit is weird. And then when did Michelle ever like sports? She never involved herself, never spoke on it.
No.
For her to have an opinion about something that she knows nothing about is insulting. You know what I mean? So, and sometimes people just best to just stay in their lane. You a podcast, talk about podcast stuff. Don't lead the sports to the real guys. But to shame us as black men like we all a monolith, or we all subservient, or we serve a black woman God, it don't work like that. We're our own people. We are conservative. A lot of us practice conservatism. And thinking that we like Trump and all this, no, we just voting based on our needs. And I'll land it right there.
To me, I look at this different now. This in the world we in when it comes to podcasts. There's so many podcasts, here in 2025 that it was 2 or 3 years ago. And now we're at the time of, people that's in the podcasters like celebrities, they like to take jabs at each other. Doesn't matter if you're a sports entertainer, if you're hold on, Neil, I got you. A sports entertainer or an athlete or even a political. You know, we're in a place where we see some laws that people be jabbing at people, and it gets viral like that. So I look at it as that's to me that's where the views are. You know, if you're a big podcast, if you jab at somebody and y'all jab back, it gets views. You know, if you put on the source, it gets source and everything. So I think this is just a form of people, uh, getting views for their content and everything, and then finding ways to go viral. And I see this, with Stephen A. He's been in some things. Also, I speak about viral things when it comes to the Shannon Sharp situation in the first take. And now we see Michelle. She's taking jabs at people. Took jabs at her husband. Took jabs at Stephen A. And Stephen A's gonna feel some way about that. And I feel like Michelle's she's gonna be jabbing a little bit more people. And to me, and that's where the money is. And that's how I see it. When it comes to the money, y'all start jabbing at people, y'all get a little bit of viral, and that's where the money is. So that's how I see this situation come when it comes to they're jabbing at it, and how we see a lot of people in the podcast world be jabbing at each other.